The codes be with you. My name is Lakshay and we are going to continue the lead code series that we started. Today we are going to discuss a problem which is referred to as decode ways, and it has been frequently asked in companies like Facebook and Amazon. So let's get into the question and identify how we can proceed with the coding part of this question. So as you can see, it is a medium level problem, and in this question every alphabet is given a particular number as an encoding. Since there are 26 alphabets, so the encoding system works from 1 to 26. We have to identify the number of ways a given string can be decoded. So if in example 1 we consider this as a string 12, it can either be taken separately as 1 and 2 or 12. So there are two ways to decode it, therefore output is 2. First way is 1 and 2 separately, and it would be decoded as A and B. And if we consider 1, 2 together, then it makes 12, and 12 can be decoded as L. Similarly, in example 2, we have 2 and 6 in a string. So it can be taken as 22, 6, 2 and 26, or 2, 2 and 6, all three of them separately. If we take 2 and 26, then we get B and Z, that is one way. Second way is if we take 22 and 6, we get VF. And third way is if we take 2, 2 and 6, we get BBF. So we have identified that there can be multiple ways of decoding a particular string. So let's get into the coding part of this problem. Since we need to optimize a result and make best use of our memory, so we are going to use dynamic programming for this particular question. So our DPR is going to store the number of ways a particular number can be decoded. Since an empty string has only one way of being decoded, we store in 0th position of the DPRF 1. And for the first position in the DP array, we need to check if the number is 0. Since the encoding system starts from 1, we do not have any encoding for 0, so we need to check for that particular number, and if we don't have that, then we place a 1, otherwise it remains 0, which is insignificant. If for the 0th position we identify that we have received a number 0, then what we can do is we can store 0, otherwise we give 1. Since we have identified for two positions 0 and 1, we start a for loop from the second position. And we need to go up to the length of the string, so we are using equal to over here. Now there can be two ways of identifying a particular string. It can either be a single digit or a double digit. It cannot be triple digits because we have only 26 alphabets in English system. So first we'll identify for single digit. So this part might be tricky for some people. I'll explain what I have done. So if I need to extract from a string a particular number in the form of integer, so what we are doing is we are extracting a character which we are converting to integer and storing in single digit. So what we do is, in consider this example 2 to 6, we took out the number 6. So we took out the number 6 as character first. That is what this part is doing. Then we subtract the ASCII value of 0 from it. So what we are, in short, what we are doing is we are subtracting the ASCII value of 0 from the ASCII value of 6. Since they are 6 numbers apart, so the difference will also be 6. So in short, we are getting the number 6 as integer, and we are storing that in single digit integer variable. Now we need to do similar kind of a thing for a 2-digit number. So once we do this, we subtract 0 ASCII from it, and we have to multiply it by 10 in order to make it a double digit number. Then we have to add the single digit that we extracted in the previous line to it to make it a double digit number. So what we did was, in this situation, we extracted 2, I multiplied by 10 and then added 6 in order to make it 26. So once we do that, we need to check if a single digit is greater than or equal to 1, since our encoding system starts from 1 and there is no scope for having a negative or a 0 number. If it is greater than equal to 1, we add the previous solution to the current solution of our to our DP-array. Similarly, we need to check for 2-digit number. It should be greater than equal to 10, and at the same time it should also be less than 26. The reason is pretty straightforward, because 2-digit numbers start from 10 and they should be less than the encoding for Z, that is 26. We do the same thing here as well. We add to the current solution. Once we have done that, we need to return the last element of the DP array. Since we started from the beginning, we need to return the last value. Some people might not understand this properly, so I will tell another method in order to avoid this method, but this is an optimized technique and will give output in a much quicker time. So we'll just run this code to check if it is working. So yes, our code got accepted. Let's submit it. So yeah, it took 1 millisecond of time. Now let's run this code by using another method, which is basically called typecasting. I'll just write that quickly. So in this method, we are using a substring function that is particularly used for strings. So this line is going to extract all single digit substrings and then convert it to integer. Similarly, we'll do it for 2 digits also. In this case, I minus 2 and I, and we do not have to multiply it by 10 and add single digit to this particular line, since we are extracting all two characters, and we do not have to individually extract them. Now let's run the code and check if it is working. So yeah, our code got accepted. Let's submit it and check how much time it takes. So yeah, it took 2 milliseconds of time, and this was not the optimized solution because it is using multiple methods. First is value of, then is substring, and then we have to convert it into integer. So we are using typecasting as well. So it is using multiple methods. That is why it took 1 millisecond of extra time than the previous question, a previous code, which took only 1 millisecond. I hope you liked the solution. Please share, subscribe, and like and comment if you have any doubts. We will be posting more content soon. Thank you.